Hello and welcome back to another week of what is hopefully inspiration of some evening meals to cook for you and your family. If you're anything like me and struggle all the time with new ideas, then hopefully this might give you a few. So let's go and take a look what I've made. So I'm just about to make, well, I don't actually know what I'm making. I really fancy a smoked fish chowder. I've got this smoked batter that I've had in the freezer for the longest time. I'm not even going to show you the date on it. It's really old, but it's been in the freezer, so it'll be fine. So I want to use this up. I've got half a really big red onion that I've chopped up, a few potatoes, I've got some garlic and some sweet corn, and then instead of using like double cream and milk and stock, I'm actually going to use 2 tins of cream of chicken soup. Bear with me on this. So I'm going to fry off the onion and garlic, chop my potatoes, I've just washed them. I'm going to add the soup to the potatoes, the onion, the garlic, some sweet corn. I'm going to add some seasonings like black pepper, I'll probably put some lemon juice in. What else do I want? I'm not sure. Some other seasonings, maybe some vegetable stock or something, possibly a little bit of milk. I know I usually put milk if I make a fish chowder. I basically just fancy a really chunky like potato and smoked fish flavoured soup. So I'm going in with the chicken soup. I use this as a base for everything anyway. If I'm making a cheese sauce, if I'm making a creamy curry, if I'm making a lasagna, macaroni cheese, it goes in everything. So it's going in this today, and hopefully it's just what I'm really craving right now is like, yeah, really smoky, creamy potato kind of dish. I'm also making a curry because I'm not convinced that everyone in the house is going to share my enthusiasm for a chicken and fish potato soup. So I've added my potatoes and my sweet corn into the saucepan, and I've added a tiny bit of water and some semi-skimmed milk. 1 stock cube, I believe it was chicken, but I can't really tell because it was out of the box. And I've also found a tin of pink salmon in the cupboard that I've had in there for a while as well. So I know you wouldn't typically put this in a fish chowder, but it wants using up. And I've opened it and drained the brine into here as well. I've added my garlic into my onion and also chopped another onion, like a brown onion, because didn't think there was enough. So I'm going to de-skin this salmon and then I'm going to pop it in there along with the fish. I'm going to let this boil a little bit first, and I'm just basically going to pop it all together and add probably 1 of the tins of soup. I'm not sure I'm going to need both. Put some black pepper in and a little bit of lemon juice, and I'll show you when I'm done. So if you've watched me for any length of time at all, you will know I am generally a throw everything together cook. I'm not afraid to experiment, and they don't always work, but when they do, they're really good. So typical flavours that obviously go in a fish chowder would be black pepper. I've got some mixed herbs. Bay leaf would be good if we've got that, or some thyme. Parsley is a really good one. I don't have any parsley, but I've put some mixed herbs in. I wanted that smoked fish flavour, so I've added a little bit of smoked paprika. Not too much, just enough to add the smoke. Lime juice, obviously. Citrus and fish go amazingly. And I also have some fish sauce. So before looking at the ingredients, because I've never really actually thought about what fish sauce is, obviously other than fish, I put probably a tablespoon or so of this in as well. Didn't realise it's literally just anchovies and salt, and that's all it is. I want a fishy flavour, so I've added some fish sauce. So in here I did end up putting both tins of the soup as well. So I've got my potatoes, my onions, my sweet corn, my soup, some milk, all the different spices you can think of, loads and loads of black pepper. I really need to buy a new pepper grinder because that was absolutely killing my arm. It's a really rubbish one. This one is from Lidl and it's absolutely rubbish. It takes hours to get the pepper out. I'm going to put my fish in very last minute. So I've sorted out my salmon. I know if you're from the UK then this is quite normal to you. I don't know if other countries have the same kind of tinned salmon. Ours comes rolled and then you have to like take the skin and the bone out, which is what's in here. The dogs are looking at me like, I'll have that, thank you very much. But the bones are like paper soft. Even the sort of joined up, like, I don't know, backbone. I'm not really sure what it is actually. I'm not going to pretend I know. They're really soft. They're not hard at all. So you could just mush it all up if you wanted. But I believe most people sort of fillet it. I don't know, let me know in the comments. It's not something I buy very much, but I had it for some reason. I think I got it cheap, probably, knowing me. So yeah, I'm going to put this in very last minute because this is already cooked, just needs heating through. Really looking forward to it. I really fancy this. I'm just hoping it comes out okay. So here is my chowder finished. It smells amazing and it tastes really good. I've had a little taste. Just serving it with a little bit of lightly done toast and butter. Got nice big pieces of the smoked batter on the top. and it's turned out really well considering what I used. Steve and the boys are having curry, which I will show you in a moment, but yeah, I'm really pleased with how this has turned out. So for my curry, I'm actually using these sauces that I got in Farm Foods. They're very similar to the Indie Grand ones. These are Spice Magic. Got one jalfrezi and one korma. I didn't realise I picked up a korma. I was sure I picked up a tikka. Anyway, so we've got one medium spice, one mild, and I've chopped up 2 onions, and then in my pan I've got some diced chicken breast. And even if I'm using shop bought sauces, I always season my chicken with salt and pepper, and then whatever curry powder I've got to hand, I will sprinkle some of that over before I add the sauces as well. So I've just got some tikka curry powder. Really makes a difference to the flavour. So I'm just going to stir that through, let the chicken brown off, and then just add my sauces. So I've added both the sauces, and the jalfrezi one just tasted quite jalfrezi-like, quite bitter. But the korma one, I'm not a huge fan of korma because we like more spice. When I took it out of the pouch, I tasted it and it was so nice. It was really thick. It's got loads and loads of like desiccated coconut in it, really sweet and coconutty. So yeah, I think that as a curry on its own, I could have just added some fresh chilies to it, but the flavours were amazing, especially just for a pouch of sauce. And that's why I like those ones over the jars, because they tend to put less artificial flavourings. It's looking good, and this does taste really good mixed together as well. Just gives that little bit more heat and balances out the sweet coconutness. Coconutness is not a word. Balances out the sweet coconut flavour. So yeah, I'm going to pop a lid on this. My chowder is chowdering in there, and I'll show you them both later on. So here's the curry. It has turned out really, really well actually. We've got some naan bread. These are just a massive garlic and coriander naans that I've got in Iceland. I did the rice in the pressure cooker as always. Takes 3 minutes. It takes longer than 3 minutes, but it takes 3 minutes to actually cook. It takes, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes to heat up and then a few minutes to like release the pressure. But you can just leave it alone, which is the best part. And then we've got the curry. This is what we have for dinner tonight. So I don't know if anyone remembers when I bought these in Farm Foods ages and ages, well not ages and ages ago. They're still okay till July 24. But I bought them quite a while ago and we haven't used them yet. So I'm going to see what they're like. They say that this serves 2. I'm just going to give them to the older 2 boys. They take 7 minutes in the microwave. They're in a creamy garlic and white sauce. Might give them some bread. They're having chicken Kievs with tater tots, but I saw these in there and said you might as well eat them before we forget they're ever in there. So see how they come out, but they smell nice. I mean, this has got to be a first, even for me, and I'm the queen of like really weird dinners. But the boys have got tater tots, which the Kievs have split open and dribbled all over in the oven, which is great because now they're like really garlicky, so I think that's really good. It's not a bad thing. And then they've got some mussels, which are in a white wine and garlic sauce, and I've just done them in the microwave. Tried to disperse them between 2 bowls, but they're going to get what they get, because some are empty, some aren't. They smell really, really good actually. But yeah, this is what they are having tonight. So on our recent anniversary break, Steve and I tried out some of the TGI Friday range that I recently bought in Iceland, and there is a whole staycation vlog now up on my channel, but I am adding some of the food we ate here, as I know some of you will only be interested in what we ate, not what we got up to. However, if you do want to go and check out that video, I will leave it linked below this video. So I'm just going to add in some of the bits and pieces we had, and this range was actually really, really good. We've got our TGI Friday bits I'm trying tonight. So we have got, I think these are the dragon fire with their smoky style glaze and chili flakes. These have got sweet chili jam like sauce. I think you get it frozen with it. So this is the sweet chili jam, and then that is the dragon fire sauce and the chili flakes. Then we got the bacon and cheese loaded skins. I mean, they look okay. Probably make them better myself, but we don't want to faff around. And these little corn on the cobs look really, really good. These are southern fried mini corn cobs. I'm loving that. I'm just going to try and cook these in an oven that I have no idea how to use, so I'm sure it'll be fine. Look at her. Come here, Ren. Okay, so the oven works a little bit better than our one at home. It got really hot really, really quick, and I don't know why, but yeah, they're kind of black. But I'm going to put them in this bowl, and they are going to have the sauce mixed in and the chili flakes, something like that. So I got the bits out of the oven and I mixed in the sauce and the chilli flakes with this one and popped it back in. So this is the dragon fire. I'll just get a fork. Just mixed it back in and then popped them back in so they're like nice and sticky. And then these are the sweet chilli ones. I did the same thing. I basically just tossed them in this like little pan and put them back in. And they're looking really good as well. Corn on the cob. We've got potato skins. And then Steve is doing lettuce, onion and coleslaw, and I'll show you it once it's all sort of assembled. So here we are served up. We've got our little corn on the cobs. We've got some lettuce, onion and coleslaw. They are the sweet chilli bites. We've got the potato skins and then the dragonfire bites. And this is my one and we're going to go and sit and eat this. And this is what we are having tonight on our first night here. So for one of our breakfasts we tried out this rosti that I got in Lidl, and I started it off in a saucepan but ended up doing it in the oven because it made it crispier. We had some streaky bacon and some fried eggs. Steve also had a piece of toast, and then we just put the eggs over the top of the rosti and served it with the bacon, and it was so nice. We don't normally buy streaky bacon because I'm not usually a fan, but this one was really good. We did it nice and crispy and it was the perfect brunch style thing, so we didn't have any lunch this day and we were just too full to eat till the evening. So that evening we decided to try the Baldock carbonara noodles. These are like the viral ones that everyone's raving about. I got them on Amazon. They come with a cheese powder and a very spicy sauce. I only used about half the sauce for 2 packets and they still absolutely blew your head off. Very nice flavour though. I will say that they're delicious, but if you don't like spice, do not put all of the packet in. We just served it with some salmon that I cooked in a crispy chilli oil. We put some black sesame seeds on the top and some sweet chilli sauce. Following day we had a cheese toastie using the Jason's sourdough bread. We're on holiday so we're going to eat things like this. We wouldn't normally at home, but why not? The next day for lunch we used up the rest of the noodles and the rest of the bacon and just made a really quick and simple carbonara style meal. And then that evening we had our absolute favourite fajita kit, which is the capsicana, tomato and coconut one. Comes with a little salsa that you mix with some tomatoes, and it's fajitas but a much nicer flavour. If you haven't tried it, I really recommend it. I usually get mine in a Sainsbury's. Served it with some grated cheese, the little tomato salsa, lit a candle and had a really lovely evening. And if you keep watching you will see a little face appear hoping to get a little scraping of food, even though she knows this is not going to happen. She's not used to us having a coffee table dinner, and there it is. It's just a wrap basically. You just try not to let it all fall out the end. So back at home and I made a shepherd's pie, although we did have this conversation in the comments a few weeks ago on what you would call a shepherd's pie if it's only got pork mince in it. A lot of people came up with some really interesting ones. So many of you said sty pie. However, I don't really feel like I'd be comfortable eating something with the word sty in it, so I'm going to stick to shepherd's pie made with pork mince instead. If you commented on that video and had a look through the comments, they were really funny. But yeah, I made a shepherd's pie with pork mince and I put carrots in it. I was going to put them with it, and I also didn't have any peas, which I usually put in, but never mind, it was still really tasty.